Hello everybody, NGS here, and welcome to yet another reaction series on my channel, or commentary series, depends what you want to call it, really. And this time it's gonna be Takt of Destiny. Now, I have been browsing the anime that came out this season, and this one kinda got my attention because it sounds weird. The premise sounds weird, and because it's a collaboration of Madhouse and Mappa, which tells me at least the visuals are gonna be top notch. If nothing else, the visuals are gonna be amazing. I know pretty much nothing about this anime besides that. I've only seen a couple of videos appear on YouTube. I haven't watched the actual videos that basically come to a consensus that it's gonna be a contender for like the best show of this season. I'm not sure how true that will be, but I guess Madhouse and Mappa, it might be one of the best of this season, depending on what you're looking for in the best anime, of course. Because for all I know, the storytelling and the characters could completely suck ass. You never know before you watch it. And the premise itself is curious, to say the least. In the story of the anime, one day a black meteorite fell on the world and the world completely changed. The meteorite produced grotesque monsters called D2, which started running rampant. D2 very quickly banned all music, which was the one thing able to overcome them. But there were some people who resisted the D2. They are young women who hold the power of music, the Musicart. Such an original name. These young women hold scores that are able to defeat the monsters, and there are also people who lead these women, the Conductor. The anime takes place in America in the year 2047, which has fallen to ruin thanks to the D2. Takt, a conductor, is partnered with a Musicart named Unmei. Takt yearns for music to be returned to the world, and Unmei wishes to destroy the D2. Their aim is to travel to New York. The premise is interesting. You have to admit at least that. Whether the anime itself will be any good, that remains to be seen. Does Mal tell me anything else that would be interesting about it? Unknown amount of episodes, apparently. Although it is an anime original. That's also worth of note. It's not based on any light novel or on any manga, any visual novel, anything like that. Which tells me there is a chance that it will have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And it won't end at like chapter 20 of 113, and we won't be left yearning for a sequel. Hopefully. Because even with anime originals, they could very well end it on a cliffhanger, but I don't think they will. I don't want to think they would, rather. Because I'd rather they didn't. Some anime that have a beginning, a middle, and an end every so often are nice. Okay, let me wear my headphones. They're all tangled, of course. And we can prepare to start the anime. I grabbed the Subs Please version because it had the most seeds. And is my camera wrong again? Phone, really. The lighting. Tell me how's the lighting. I usually record with like daylight, but it gets dark so quickly that I lit lights in my room, and then I also have a lamp that emits fairly whitish light, and I covered it in a bit of tissue paper as a diffuser. Hopefully the lighting isn't so bad. From what I see on OBS, it should be serviceable, at least. It's not too bad. Okay, so you're gonna see the subtitles at the bottom. As always, you're gonna have to time the episode to your own copy because YouTube is a dum-dum that doesn't let us use copyrighted content. Anything else I need to mention? No, I don't think so. I'm not gonna say to like, subscribe, and follow me on Patreon because you don't know if you like this kind of videos yet. It's the first one of the series. So let's just get into it, shall we? Do I have the focus of the window? Yes, I do. In 3, 2, 1, go. A bit louder, please. And brought a great calamity. Okay, so two kinds of shards falling from the sky. The heroes of this story, the not conductors, Musicarts, yeah. I'm guessing not. I'm guessing someone will attack them sooner or later. He's gonna play, and enemies will start appearing. Right? Because they hate music. Oh no! Is that a note? Are you mad? I'm guessing he's the conductor we're gonna follow. CG hands. What is that weird sound? Is that what the legends called Musicart? That piano has a kick though. You can hear it in the entire town. And here come the baddies. And here's our waifu. Power of music compels you. The fuck happened to his hand? And we're Maho Shoujo now. Okay, I need to get it louder. Okay. It's a gun saber. And his arm is back. I like her design. I always like colored eyes. The colored eyeshadow. Okay, we're getting some English. Onet-chan doesn't translate to big sister, I don't think. Please explain. We're getting some signs of post-apo. I love her eyes. Perhaps a bit over-designed, but I like them. That's a lot of biscuits. still don't know how music plays a role in the way they're fighting. Of course. Yeah, it does look like you're in the middle of nowhere. Jukebox. You're gonna play something and attract a D2, aren't you? I'm guessing he's a hack. Now this time it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg. What's up with his arm? Does him losing an arm make her gain the Maho Shoujo costume? I can respect that. I can respect that. For this man, music takes priority over everything else. I'm guessing he can view things remotely and guide Cosette. Please explain. Get to New York. Since it's apparently a weapon against D2s, then yeah, music might just save the world. But you're broken, so you don't have full control or something. We're getting some PSG style swap. He probably should have. Okay, so they're still learning to work with each other, is what I'm getting here. Play some music to lure it out. Great kaboom is always a good plan. Is he going back for the piano? You probably shouldn't. Yep, went back for the piano. And it seems she doesn't even need the hand power up thing to already be superhuman. So classical. Okay. So they're using the plan to lure them out with music. Bird D2s, bug D2s. Of course, it's an anime, so any sort of monster will resemble a earthen animal. And there she blows. It's a sphere bug. Oh, it has the actual like primordial black stone inside of it, and now it's evolving. Just grabbed her, yoinked her. I'm getting Mad Fate vibes here. Like this could be Artoria. With a gun that also can turn into a sword. The animation and the combat visuals are top notch. Certainly. People weren't lying on that front. Corruption of sorts, I'm guessing. If he uses too much of his power to boost her, he's eventually gonna get corrupted in some way. Sword mode. Cleaver mode. What's even your role here, dude? I still don't know. Is he just a catalyst that can unleash her full power, or what's the magic system in this world? Congratulations, you won. They have a history. They have a history. It's not gonna be. We're going Monster of the Week, aren't we? Less donut per donut. I doubt anybody ever will. And that's it. That's the episode. Okay, or are we getting something at the end? No, we're just getting the ED. Okay, it's fine by me. Hmm. Bell Colony, that's a great name. Map and X Madhouse, exactly. Now I notice that the logo of Map and the logo of Madhouse are similar. And that's it. Now, what are we playing? What are we trying to play? Tsukito Laika to Nosferatu. No. No. Please don't. Well, not like Tsukito Laika was a bad show, no. But that's not what I wanted to play. Can you go back the previous... Okay. Whew. Good. Let's jump into this view. And let's scrub through the episode a little bit. So, from what we see at the beginning, yellow crystals appear on Earth and they give people superpowers. Then black crystals arrive and they want to kill people. And the monsters born of black crystals are susceptible to music. Somehow. Here we see the world. The world is less post-apocalyptic than you could expect, honestly. Although I guess once they banned any sort of music, the threat from D2s stopped, because the D2s were only after music, and if there's no music, there's no attacks from D2s. I can see humans adapting in that way. Here's the piano. Why is it there and just surrounded by a bunch of rope instead of hidden somewhere? If you want to stop people from playing music, you probably shouldn't be placing a piano outright in the open. Not a good idea, I'd say. Here we meet our protagonist, the conductor. We see some CG hands drawn here, and CG when he's playing. Yep, CG when he's playing. I don't want to be, too critical, but the backgrounds could use a little work, if you ask me. There's kind of a lack of detail from what I see and a general blurriness. I guess they're going for a little bit of like bloom effect, a little bit of a dreamy effect, but could use a bit more detail, honestly. It looks like CG while not being CG. You know what I mean? Not everything. Some backgrounds are great. Where was it? Well, maybe not this one. But yeah, but some backgrounds look like just 3D cubes with some texture applied on them, and the texture even repeats. So, but we make up for it in battle sequences. Yep. Oh, we do make up for it. And his arm shatters, and as his arm shatters, she gets. Yep. She gets a Maho Shoujo transformation. I guess that's just how it is, and we have to accept that his arm turns into a costume. Fine by me. Then he has this baton, and he uses it to do what exactly? To do this. Is this like pointing out a weak spot or something? Conducting her attacks? Is that what they mean about Conductor and the Musicart? Maybe. But why does he lose an arm though? And do all conductors lose an arm? Or do they lose different body parts? And what's up with mention of her sucking out too much of his life force? I do have to say I love her design. It's reminiscent of Zero 2, the eyes. You can't deny that her eyes are reminiscent of Zero 2. But I like that. I like strong design to character eyes. Then we have her. Desert. Talking. She apparently needs calories as her source of power. So not his life force, just calories? Or does she need both? Anyone's guess at this point. They're sisters, real sisters, or not real sisters? Another question we don't have the answer for. We stop at the diner. And yeah, there's nothing here, just a settlement. We eat, we drink coffee, there's a jukebox, and we're getting another henshin. Arm explodes. She gets henshined. And she does look like a character straight out of Fate. You can't tell me she doesn't. I just noticed. Are those roses or something? Or just red bits of hair? In any case, I love it. I love this little detail. She's a little bit of an oddball, she's a little bit of a goofball. She dashes through the wall, not caring about anything. He's a bit of an oddball as well. He only cares about music, nothing else. We're getting a ragtag band, essentially. He can apparently see where his Musicart is and detect D2s or something. And they both collapse if they lose. And their goal is to get to New York, but his goal is to play music, and her goal is to kill all D2s. And we're getting a bit of a style shift. I wonder if it's gonna be a thing where Colette, or whatever her name is, recalls some events. We see it in this art style. I always like moments like that in a show. It does remind me of PSG. Straight out, it does remind me of PSG. And I like that. And I like the fact that it reminds me of PSG. Talking, talking, talking. They can't get to an agreement. As I mentioned, they're a ragtag band of oddballs. She's apparently broken. That's another thing we've learned, and she can be fixed at a Symphonet or whatever that place was called, and the nearest one is in New York apparently. The piano is still here, and she just swoops in, grabs it, and runs off. So I'm guessing she has the yellow crystal in her, or she was influenced by the yellow crystal, or something of the sort, because she can perform feats of great strength even without being henshined. We go to the abandoned factory, we play some music with CG hands. Let me check something. Okay, what was it? D and F. Here we are animating on threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And here, 1, 2, 3. Oh, not animated yet. A bit forward, just a bit, when the animation of hands starts. Again on threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and now on twos, and now on threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now on ones. I think that's why you can see that it's CG. Or is it though? Because maybe you can see this bit of line work here. I actually can't tell. I still think it's CG because of the inconsistency of frames. But maybe it's not CG. Maybe it's hand drawn. And they're switching from animating on twos, animating on threes, animating on ones to make the animation smoother. And because it's smoother and because it's animated in a not with inconsistent keyframes, it seems like CG but isn't. Let me replay this bit a little bit, because this is animated on 3s, and his hands switch how they're animated, and the bugs are coming out. Big bug is coming out with the black crystal. So not every black crystal turned into a D2 is what I'm getting here. Some big bugs did get created from the crystal or absorbed the crystal, and the smaller ones are either made of shards or something, or appear because the big bug wills it, or something like that. And here we're getting, what are we getting? Henshin, the baton, and a great bit of animation. Yep. Animated on 2s but alternating. That's a cool effect. Background moves, he moves. Background, he. Background, him. Background, him. It creates an illusion of depth. A better illusion of depth. Because the background is behind him, so of course it will move more than he will if we pan the camera. Yeah. And everything here is animated on 2s. Some cool smear frames. Yeah. Okay. During combat, we really do get some cool animations and cool smear frames. Like this, from this frame, we immediately go into this frame. How much of a feeling of motion it creates, right? It creates that big snap effect. It's not a subtle, slow, gradual movement, it's snapping the weapon into position. Look at this smear frame. Look at it. They really are going all out with motion. Yeah. They really are going all out during those combat scenes. I'm not gonna go through every single bit here, frame by frame, because it would take too much time, and some moments appear only for a couple of frames. 1, 2, 3 frames, and we're done. Next movement, next bit of keyframe. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're somewhere else already. It does create a nice sense of speed. And of course the effects. Unleash the sound. There's no sound though. I was kind of expecting their attacks to be like a stream of musical notes or something of the sort, or their weapon is, I don't know, a guitar, and as they're playing the guitar, the notes are flying into the enemies, smacking them in the face. So far, I honestly don't know what music has to do with anything here. Like, you could just say that they got superpowers. As of now, completely remove music from the equation, and nothing really changes. You just need to change his motivation. Instead of playing music, make it I don't know, whatever, something. Change his motivation, remove music, and nothing really changes at all. Okay, so that was that. Let me take off my headphones real quick, and we're gonna take a look at the staff. Window capture. No, not Tsukito Laika, Takt op. There we go. Takt Up Destiny. Again, Bandai Namco makes it. The same producer as Tsugita Laika to Nosferatu. Theme music, genre action fantasy. Checks out. Out of Destiny. Is she named Destiny or is she named Colette something? I swear it was Colette something. We already see some characters that haven't appeared in the anime yet, so you're kind of spoiling things here. Mal, you're kind of spoiling things. I'm not gonna read about them. Certainly not. I want the... Oh, Blinded by the Twilight. Okay. Who did she play? Out of sheer curiosity. And I recognize not that many roles, surprisingly. Dr. Stone is basically the only anime I recognize on this series. The only one I've seen, rather. Because I do recognize Dionysian, I do recognize Gundam. Who doesn't? Surprisingly, not many. What's this anime? It's about policewomen. You know what? Plan to watch, why not? Looks fun. And again, I am blinded. Could you keep to the dark theme? Thank you. Who did he play? Lepslev in Tsukito Laika to Nosferatu. Okay, so my dude played at least 2 roles in this single season. And apparently played someone in Megaton Kyo, whatever that is. Megaton Q. And we've seen his roles when discussing Tsukito Laika, so we know that his portfolio is sizable, and he played some really cool characters. Yeah. 2 roles in a single season, and 2 lead roles, no less. It's not like one of his role is just a sidekick or a random NPC, no. 2 lead roles. Staff. Director. Let's check the sound director, because sound is gonna be important. A lot of credits for just the theme song alone. Director and photography, music, sure. Animation director. I definitely want to check out the animation director. And art director. Why not? E. Caesar. That's an interesting name. Why are you blinding me, Mal? I have Dark Reader installed. Why are you doing this to me? E. Caesar apparently only has been art director for Takt Up Destiny. Nothing else, no other roles besides that. Interesting. Kanno Toshiyuki, who was a director of Berserk, the original one, I'm assuming, or is it the CG? I can't tell, doesn't matter. Berserk, Blood Black Brothers, Black Lagoon, key animator on Black Lagoon, animation director on Digimon, on some Dragon Balls, assistant animation director, key animator, in between animator, key. He's been in the animation business for a long time. Hajime no Ippo, Halo Legends even, Hunter x Hunter. Anything I would recognize more? Sunabozu, key animation for episode 24. Okay. And for Takt Up, who was he? Takt Up, right, chief animation director. That's why I looked him up, of course. Yeah, he has good portfolio. He's been an animation director and an animator for a long time, so no wonder the animation is so good in this show. And this guy, music. Anything I would recognize? Dead Leaves, Dororo, Ergo Proxy, Gantz, Inuyashiki, Noblesse, some Gundam, Bahamut, music for Takt, of course. Not as big of a portfolio as I would have thought. And I don't think many music anime on it. We'll see in further episodes just how good he is. I'm assuming he is good because, I mean, Mappa and Madhouse decided to hire him to handle music for the series, so they certainly didn't hire a bad person for the job. Sound director is the same as for Death March, Mieruko-chan, Ninja Slayer, No Guns Life, Overlord. Okay. Finally, a series I recognize more. Rail Wars, Dynasian, Uchusenkan Tiramisu. I've seen a couple episodes of this one, I think. Yeah, I did. Again, not exactly a big name, but he does have a bit in his portfolio. And not sure how memorable sound design was in each of those anime. I guess sound design in Overlord was good. I can't remember, been a while since I've seen Overlord. And director. Yeah. Director for Takt of Destiny. Again, not a huge portfolio. Director for Lyrica Nanoha, for Grand Blue. Second key animator for 7th episode of Alno Exorcist. Storyboarder for episode 16 of Shingeki no Kyojin. Assistant director for Vivid Red, and storyboarder for Yakusoku no Neverland, episode 5. I'm surprised. I'll be honest, I'm surprised. I honestly thought there's gonna be some big name people, quote unquote, hired to work on this project, but it seems like not necessarily. Not that I'm complaining, mind you, because so far, they are doing a stellar job at making a really good anime. So, I guess they went for meritocracy. How good you are actually matters, and not in how many series you've been a key animator or music director. And I can appreciate that. And we could use a bit more of that in pretty much every industry, honestly. We should really use more of that, and I'm glad. I'm glad that they seem to be going that way, at least for this series. And from what I see, the lighting is kind of going worse for some reason. Maybe not. It's certainly darker outside, so perhaps that could be the reason. And this video has already lasted for 55 minutes. Damn. So, I guess we should end here. I'm definitely looking forward towards episode 2. Certainly, no doubt about it, because I need answers. I need answers. What's the deal with the arm disappearing? What's the deal with her getting a henshin? Well, not really a henshin, or rather, getting a henshin but not a henshin sequence as soon as his arm disappears. How does thing work in this world? I need my answers, and I need them now. We probably won't get them now. I'm assuming this anime is going the path of Monster of the Week kind of deal, at least for a time. I'm assuming Depends how many episodes we get. If we get like 12 episodes, I'm assuming we're getting 6 to 8 episodes of Monster of the Week, and then we're gonna get into some heavier plot, perhaps a big bad, perhaps a huge nest of D2s in the center of the earth or something that needs to be destroyed. Perhaps we're gonna go full trigger and we're gonna go aliens. Who knows, really? Who knows? But I'm gonna wait for more. I'm definitely gonna wait for more. I'm glad I went back to watching seasonals. It's been a couple of years. For the past couple of years, I haven't seen any seasonals. Pretty much none. The only seasonal I've seen was Dragon Maid S, because I've seen Dragon Maid first season and I couldn't not see the second season, so I had to see it as it was coming out. But besides that, I have not seen any seasonals, and I'm glad. I'm glad I'm back. I'm glad I'm watching seasonals again, because you can find really cool anime like that, like Takt of Destiny. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it about the anime. So like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Leave your comments down below what you thought about this episode, what you thought about both the episode of the anime and the episode of my commentary. Was it good? Was it bad? I don't know. I am watching my videos kinda sorta bit by bit, but perhaps you have some other comments to tell me how to improve. If you really, really liked it, you can support me on Patreon. There's gonna be a link down in the description. You can get access to my Discord server for just $1 a month, and access to vote in polls. Not in this season, in the next season, I'm probably gonna post some polls if I get any Patreons. If not, I'm gonna select the anime myself, and some other perks. So go check it out if you're at all interested. Subscribe if you want to be notified about future uploads, and do all the good stuff as always. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers.